recording now.
This two ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right, Joe. Season 4, Episode 1. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Love this time of year, Brian.
I figured basketball season would be your favorite time, your happy time.
Yeah, basketball's great. And Christmas is only 8 days away.
I know, right? It's the most wonderful time of year, plus early season hoops action, so getting back in the gym, we really gotta love it, man. But December basketball, Joe, I'm curious. What betters most this time of year?
Getting focused and staying locked in, which is tough. When you walk in, this place smells like cookies.
Do concession stands even sell cookies, Joe?
There should always be Christmas cookies, Brian.
Okay. What happens when a team loses focus in December, Joe?
You know, Brian, they get distracted. They start thinking about Christmas morning instead of defensive closeouts.
That really happens?
Oh, more than you can imagine, Brian.
That sounds kind of personal, Joe. Does that really happen for a lot of teams this time of year?
Only the ones with spirit. You see, Brian, basketball in December, it's all about temptation.
Now I'm reading you. So like not doing your film study or staying up late during winter break.
You know, more like cookies, Santa, Hallmark movies. I mean, how do you focus on anything else right now?
What is happening right now? Okay, Joe. Before the entire studio becomes Santa's workshop, why don't we go ahead and just get the show started?
Like a Christmas show? I mean, I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Or what about Elf?
Maybe this isn't gonna happen today.
Hey, I know all the words to Jingle Bell. I even made up my own version of, hey, how about let's go Christmas caroling? Brian, okay? Maybe later? Episode 1 starts now. I'm sure most of you have heard the term love and basketball, but very few have been able to turn it into a career or a lifestyle like the Willard coaching duo of Joe and Alanna Bedingfield. The husband-wife combo have shared their love for the game throughout their nearly 2-decade-long marriage. But for the past 3 years, each has led their high school alma mater as head coaches of the boys and girls basketball teams, all while raising 4 kids. So I sat down with the Bettingfields to find out how they make it work both on and off the court in this family edition of Inside Hoops. We're here with Joe and Alanna Bedingfield, who are in a very unique situation that Joe's the boys basketball coach at Willard, and his wife is the girls basketball coach here. So I guess before we dive into this unique situation, I got to know a little bit about how this relationship started. Who chased who?
Well, I guess I asked her homecoming, and we kind of just kept dating from there. There's a long story with that. We've been dating since 16, and we've been married 19 years, and be 20 next year. So been a long time.
Oh, that's special. One of the things I think is always interesting, for our viewers to hear, and I know Joe, we interviewed you last year, but is to hear a little bit about kind of your background. So, you were a star here at Willard. I think you're the fourth leading scorer, the leading rebounder in Willard girls basketball history. So you've also got a great background, and your dad was a tremendous player too, on a team that ended up and won. I think he was a freshman, correct?
Yes.
When they won the NCAA tournament in '74. Yeah. So maybe talk a little bit about how your dad influenced you as far as when you played in high school.
When we were growing up, none of my sisters or I knew what a good basketball player he was. He would play with us, he would teach us how to shoot, but never talked about him being good, and so I didn't really know growing up how good he was. But he was always my coach, and I think he was always pretty laid back as a coach and allowed me to develop confidence that way. He would correct me, but wasn't super hard on me and allowed me to kind of flourish and develop confidence that way. And so I think that had a lot to do with my confidence going into the game as I developed.
So this is your second year as the third year, okay?
Yep.
So tell a little bit about that step of taking this job. After this is really the first time that you've coached, correct?
Correct. Yes. I didn't really ever see myself as a coach, but as I got into it a little bit at the elementary level, I enjoyed it, and I knew that I had girls coming up, and so it was kind of a last minute decision. Should I try this? And I think my biggest thing was, are you going to regret it if you don't? And so I think that was what pushed me into let's give it a try kind of thing.
Let's talk a little bit about your background, because you played with some really good guys here at Willard. Charlie Fry's one of them. I know he's a good friend of yours. Talk about that journey of how you ended up here at Willard.
Well, I guess the biggest thing is I've worked for a lot of different coaches, but how I got to Willard necessarily, I was the JV coach for Noss before he went down to Olentangy, and then Dave Hershey got the job, and I was very fortunate to work under Dave Hershey when he was the head coach, and then I went to St. Keith's for a while, and then I helped out with Brett Seidel and learned a lot from Brett. I was his junior high coach, and then when this job opened up, we were kind of two different school districts, and this job allowed us to kind of do it as a family and put our kids under the same roof, and it just kind of worked out. And I was lucky enough to have Dave Hershey as an assistant coach and come back. He was out of coaching for a while, taking care of his wife, and then he agreed to help me out, and I'm fortunate we've been doing this for 9 years, my 9th year back, so it's kind of been kind of quick.
Maybe talk a little bit about, you've already mentioned some names, Dave Hershey, Greg Nossaman, Brett Seidel, people that have influenced you. Is there anybody else that you've kind of been influenced by in your coaching career?
Well, there's a guy named Joe Balogh that retired.
I thought you were going to say Tom Izzo, because I know every time I watch Michigan State, I know that's coming up.
Yeah. Coach Izzo obviously kind of worked his camps for a long time, and even brought JJ to some of those camps. And actually, funny story is I couldn't find Coach Izzo has all the coaches over his house, and I couldn't find JJ, and he was outside shooting on Coach's driveway, because he just thought we were over. I said, you can't just go wherever you want, it's Coach Izzo's house or whatever. You get back down in the basement. And regardless, though, there's so many guys, like David Sheldon, Nate Hill, I talked to a lot. I stole all your stuff that you had.
I'm still waiting for my check from the summer, the playing league.
You got to learn from, and Adam Kreischer gave me my first shot in high school, and he's coaching in Norwalk. So there's a lot of guys from our district that you respect and you take things from. But obviously the older veterans who are very successful like yourself, and obviously Dave Hershey and I love talking basketball, and our friendships develop from there. And he loves it, eats it up, and I'm just very fortunate to have him. So we have a lot of different coaches that I look up to.
And so, you kind of starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you've leaned on for your coaching experience?
Well, a lot of times it's him.
Yep.
I watched him run a successful program for a long time and be a successful coach for our whole marriage. And even before we were married, he was coaching. And so I think he's had the most influence. But, I also talked to Amy Taylor Sheldon a lot, and she's a great one because she's got a ton of experience. So she's one who I reached out to right away when I got the job, was like asking questions and things like that too. And so, I think there are people like him that really make it possible for new coaches to learn and grow.
So you have 4 children. Reese, she's a senior, correct? JJ's a freshman. Ryan, right, is an 8th grader, and then Jade is a 6th grader.
Yes.
How do you make it work?
I don't know that we do.
We do. They grow up in the gym, and the one thing that I will say is I know it's not easy for them, obviously, but I think there's no better way to spend time with your kids is you get to bring them to work. And I think someone told me that one time, and it kind of changed my way of thinking about it. Is it can be stressful, but you get to spend the majority of your day with your kids. You have them in class. I have 2 of my kids in class. I have JJ, and sometimes that's a good thing and bad thing. You have them too much, but it's a good that you get to watch them grow up and spend a little extra time with them. You're putting a lot of time into this job and with teaching and coaching, but also you get to do it with your kids. Not that many people are that fortunate.
I mean, it'll be interesting as your kids get older and the stories they tell about when they were at a practice of stuff that happened. Like I'm like, that never happened. They go, oh yeah, Dad, it happened. So
yeah,
So, you're in here. We're after 4:30, getting close to 5 o'clock today. At home, is there any kind of system of who has what responsibilities, or is it just kind of a team effort between you two and the kids, or how does that work?
I think it's a team effort, but I'm usually in charge of the cooking, which I love. I love the kitchen. That's my favorite spot in the whole house. I think coaching makes me not cook as much, unfortunately, and that's one of the things that's hard, but I'm usually in charge of the food. Somebody else is in charge of cleaning up.
I think our kids do a good job too, because they have responsibilities and homeworks, and they're really good students as well. We just try to divide and conquer the best we can.
Yeah.
We don't have any kind of plan, but she is an excellent cook and very fortunate in that role, and then she teaches our girls a little bit about that too.
So just describe a typical day, like starting in the morning, how things go for you guys. Like what time you guys get here at school and.
Typical morning, I walk the dog at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I feed the dog and water. It's like Beethoven the movie. The dad does, so he didn't want the dog, but Dad does a little bit. But everybody kind of helps out, and we get to school 6:40. We leave the house roughly and get here at 7, depending on if we have AM stuff like practices or anything like that. And then I generally try to have a later practice, if I'm being honest. So she's an excellent cook, and sometimes she'll go home and she'll make supper, and then that way I have a late supper. But for the most part, we make it happen, and then we kind of fight over the computer and who's going to get the computer to watch Huddle.
He usually gets the computer.
So with coaching, like you had mentioned, you kind of learned from him. Do you guys give each other advice, or how does that work? Or do you give advice, or do you wait till somebody asks for advice?
I think he tries to wait until I ask, and sometimes I don't ask soon enough, so he'll give it anyway, which I like. I like that he has an opinion about it and is willing to share that with me. Like I said, I like to learn. I think he shares with me, or I'll ask what you think about this or something more than.
Well, I don't know what you called the play, because I saw you run it where you run the shooter off the double and you curl the post. Mm-hmm. I watched that here, and when I went over to practice, I saw her putting it in tonight. So, who watches more film? You mentioned the Huddle and fighting over the computer.
I don't know. I think I probably do, but I mean, she does a lot of good things at home, like the Christmas stuff. I just cut the tree down. She does all the rest. And the kids decorate and stuff like that. But I think, like, I'm fortunate to have a lot of good staff members like Dave Hershey that watch film too. But I don't know. We both watch a a lot of film, and we try to prepare our kids the best we can. We don't keep track. We don't try to keep score in our house.
No,
yeah.
Well, who handles losing better? Or is it the same?
Both of us handle it well.
I think our houses are very similar to the Sheldons. When we talk to David and Amy, it's a miserable home to be in, and no one really has anything to say, So other than that person's not going to talk for a little while, and they're going to be watching tape and trying to get corrected for the next practice.
I've always told the story. Bob Von Kennel is a good friend of mine from Dover, that when his two boys were small, they lost the game like 2 days before Christmas, and it was either Matt or Mark came in and looked at the team. He goes, "Man, thanks a lot, guys." And they all looked at him like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, Christmas is going to be really happy at our house this year." So
I also heard that Norm Pearson threw his Christmas tree out a couple days after Christmas. There's no Christmas this year.
I don't think I haven't gone that far.
I haven't gone that far.
Really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend with us, and wishing you guys both the best of luck. So, a unique situation, but you said you got 4 great kids, and that's the important part. And my suggestion is I watch both of you guys practice and play. Keep doing what you're doing because kids need that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Both Joe and Alanna are teaching and coaching their children this season, with senior Reese leading the Lady Flashes to a 4-1 start, while freshman JJ is the second leading scorer for the boys varsity team. You'll hear from each of them on a later edition of Around the Arena. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout for a message from our sponsor, Buckeye Horizon.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We've had a fantastic start to the basketball season here at the OH Report, and I'd like to celebrate some of the best individual performances from the last 2 weeks on this edition of Coach B's Ballers. Our first nominee is Lamaya Hicks of the Willard Lady Crimson Flashes. Lamaya was an integral part of the Flashes' dominating 52-30 win over arch rival Shelby. Lamaya had 14 points, 4 steals, and 3 assists in this decisive road victory. The Lady Flashes currently stand at 4-1 overall and 2-0 in the Bay Division of the Sandusky Bay Conference. Our second nominee is Jackson Crawford of the East Knox Bulldogs. Jackson had an efficient day in the Bulldogs' 56-43 win over Granville Christian on Saturday night. Jackson scored 17 points on 7 made field goals and added 2 steals. The Bulldogs currently are 2-2 overall, 1-0 in the KMAC, and are at Northmore tonight for their league contest of this early season. Our third nominee is Maya Bryant of the Fredericktown Freddies. Maya pulled a double-double in the Freddies' 59-20 win over Danville at the Devil's Den. This senior scored 18 points and pulled down a dozen rebounds in her team's dominating road win. The Freddies are currently 5-1 overall, and it's sit at 3-1 in the KMAC standings, a half game behind Northmore. The Freddies are at North Union tonight in a non-league contest. Our fourth nominee is Hayden Summerlot of the Mount Gilead Indians. Hayden was cooking as he buried 5 threes and scoring 19 points against the Danville Blue Devils. The Indians are off to a 2-1 start to this season and will travel to Centerburg tonight for their second KMAC contest of the year. Our fifth nominee is Maddie C. of the Northmore Lady Golden Knights. Maddie dominated the paint in the Knights' 54-44 win over Cardington last Friday night. Maddie posted an impressive double-double as she scored 17 points, going 7 of 9 from the free throw line, and also added 11 rebounds. With another win last night over Danville, the Knights are currently 6-1 overall and sit on top of the KMAC at 4-1. Our sixth nominee is Carter Myers of the River Valley Vikings. This 6'5" senior played big against Bishop Watterson last night as he scored 14 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and added a block shot. The Vikings currently stand at 3-3 overall, but those 3 losses come at the hands of 3 very good teams: Owentangy Berlin, Jonathan Alder, and Bishop Watterson. The good thing is that they are 2-0 in the MOAC, and they travel to Highland on Friday. Our 7th nominee is Jackson Hall of the Willard Flashes. This sophomore took over in the Cub Cave last Thursday night in the Flashes' 53-30 win over Lucas. Jackson scored 22 points, he dished out 4 assists, and had 3 steals in this win for the Flashes. Willard stands at 4-1 for the season as they have now won 3 in a row with wins over Huron on Saturday and Cary last night. Our 8th nominee is Ryan Brinkman of the Northmore Lady Golden Knights. This senior was instrumental in helping the Knights win last night over Danville, where they held the Blue Devils to just 4 second-half points. Ryan scored 18 points on 8 made field goals and also added 3 steals to her stat line. With this win, the Knights moved to 6-1 on the season and 4-1 in the KMAC, giving them a half-game lead over Fredericktown and Centerburg. Just like we always do, our nominees will be put up for a fan vote in their own video post to determine who will be my first baller of this new season. Now I'll send it over to Brian in the butcher's shop as he prepares your top cuts.
Thank you, Joe, and happy holidays, everybody, as we welcome you here inside of the butcher shop, where I have been hand-selecting only the finest cuts from the last 10 days of basketball action right here on the OH Report. So here they come, your top 10 plays of the week, presented by Buckeye Horizon. We tip off the countdown with the final seconds tumbling away in the first half, so Danville's Kelsey Hackman gonna bomb up the biscuit from the corner and beats the halftime horn with a friendly bounce. Too much space given to the junior guard, who's got those sleigh bells ringing from downtown inside of the castle. Last night in Delaware, check out this blow-by from DeMarco Small, who's about to come up big from the short corner with the floater, and one for the 6-foot senior guard, pumping up the Silver Knights' lead as he was slaying like some silver bells past a defender with that first step. Reedy would go on to win by 8. They are 3-1 on the young season. Firelands action from the Cougars' den at number 8. Crestview will miss the corner 3, but Logan Moore grabs the board and turns it all around with the putback J. Check it out one more time to see that fancy pivot put to use. Cougars roll Monroeville by 42 points. Down in the dog pound we go. Jackson Crawford initiates the East Knox break before leaping into full Frogger mode by bounding in for 2. Pretty nice crossover gets this whole thing started, but check out the body control off the springs and soft touch over the Ridgedale defender to finish off the one-man break. At number 6, it's Willard's Lamaya Hicks. She's been making a living as a hardwood thief this season. Aids on the steal, then going the other way, she will gift wrap the package to Leah Wykes for the Stampede bucket. Flashes handle rival Shelby by 22 points, taking the loose change, and they would jingle all the way down the court for an easy basket at the other end. More Flashes defense turning into stocking stuffers as we crack the top 5. Jackson Hall gets his Grinch on by stealing the package, and with some heart, his total would grow by 3 points on this day and 1 bucket plus the free throw. This sophomore really has a bright future, filling it up for 22 points in a win at the Cub Cave, highlighted by this trip coast to coast. Game action from the reservation, Centerburg. Moving the ball around the perimeter to start, but it's all to set up the backdoor cut, and Tiara Shepard will bank in the alley-oop. gorgeous setup by senior Kenley Farrell, who decks the halls into the hands of Shepherd in a 57-30 victory. More from the K-Mac at number 3, where Northmore's Jack Bowdry about to mash the circle button right between two defenders. Gotta show it to you again a little bit slower now. Sick athleticism displayed as he serves up some hot cocoa in front of the home fans. Closing seconds before the halftime break, loose ball will eventually find its way back to Katie Griffey, who fires up a prayer and Basketball Santa answers. Beats the horn for some momentum, and I love the concentration. Look at her eyes on the rim as she gathers the snowball and splatters a direct hit. But at number 1 this week, we take you to crunch time at Mount Gilead, where Danville's Wes Payne drives the middle of the lane and takes a seat, but has the presence of mind to get it to Ashton Spalding, who comes up Christmas clutch. Go-ahead triple would keep the Devils unblemished. They pull out a 1-point win, handling the slippery slopes with a little holiday magic to earn your top cut of the week. So there's a little gift from me to you, the top 10 cuts of the week. But this is my list, folks. Of course, Santa's got his. Do you think that I ended up on the nice side? Am I on the naughty list? Did you like number 1 the best? Maybe was something else in your mind supposed to be a little bit higher? Hit me up in the comment section below and let me know what you thought about the first edition of Top Cuts this year. We are going to take another commercial time out. When we come back, Joe's going to take you for a trip around the arena.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Defending OCC champion Ashland Lady Arrows are off to another outstanding start to the new season. Beginning their campaign with 5 consecutive victories, and it comes as no surprise that last year's Conference Player of the Year, Kennedy Lacey, is playing a major role in the team's success, averaging nearly 21 points and 9 rebounds per game. I took a trip out to Arrow Country this week to see what makes this stud junior so unstoppable, as she joined me for a trip around the arena. Okay, we're here with Kennedy Lacey of the Ashland Arrows, a team that went 20-6 last year during your sophomore season.
Yes.
And you're off to a perfect start this year at 5-0. So we're going to learn a little bit about Kennedy as we take a walk around the arena. So, breakthrough season last year, you were a sophomore, first league title in 30 years.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what that season meant last year.
It was, such a roller coaster of a season for us. I think that coming into that season, we were super determined to win the OCC. That was definitely like our first goal. After we won that, we went to districts and things like that, and we just had so much ambition to go and win. And it was like after every game, we made sure to look forward towards the next, just take it one step at a time, not looking too much forward ahead. And I think that led to our success. Really, was just taking it one step at a time, and then learning from mistakes, working on what we needed to work on, things just like that, like the basics. And I think that led to our success, really.
So. With that success, you pretty much have everybody back from a year ago.
Yeah, yep.
So you're off to a 5-0 start. How have you guys, as a team, talked about trying to handle expectations for this year?
I would say we set the standard, is what we like to say. And sometimes we play teams that are not on our level, but we make sure to play our game and not down to theirs, and that's really important to us. And I think every practice we have to come out 100% and just keep raising the bar. That's our number one thing, and to get to even better of a season this year, and we're already off to a really, really good start.
Well, you had a great season a year ago as an individual and as a team.
Yep.
And usually as I talk to players, there's always somebody or maybe more than one person that have kind of been a big influence in your career. Who might be that person or persons?
I think my mom is definitely like someone I look up to. She played and really wanted to play in college, and she would love to see me play in college. So sometimes I set that goal as like, I want to go play in college just so she can see me play still after high school.
Any favorite college or professional athlete that you kind of maybe model after or just like to watch?
I don't know. I like Hannah Hidalgo from Notre Dame. I definitely like her.
That's a good one. That's a good
not,
one.
Nearly as tall as the other girls.
No.
And, I'm not very tall myself, so that's the one I like to look after.
You have a favorite pregame meal you go to, or like you have a favorite thing you do before every game as far as like a meal that you eat?
Yeah, I like chicken and rice, and that's it. Kiwi.
Okay.
Yeah, I love kiwi.
Favorite breakfast cereal when you were a kid?
I would say I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's my favorite. Still is my favorite.
So we've already had several snow days here.
Yeah.
So is there anything on a snow day that you like binge watch on TV?
I'm big into documentaries, like murder mystery documentaries. That's
So a
what
favorite
I like.
one to watch?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I've watched so many. I couldn't tell you my favorite.
Well, let me ask you another question. Last movie you've seen in a movie theater?
Zootopia 2. That was a good one.
Favorite class in school?
Weightlifting class. Yep, I like to get up and move. So definitely my favorite.
You're only a junior.
Yeah.
What best memory you've had so far in your high school career?
I think when we beat Norwalk last year, when this regional, so that was definitely one of my favorite memories.
And I was kind of doing research here coming in. I think they beat you like by 30
They
during
did,
the year.
yeah.
And articles from the
Yes.
Norwalk Reflector was before the game and it said, this is not the Ashland
Yes.
team that they played
So
early
I
in the year.
think that's also why it was one of my favorite games and memories, because thinking back, our very first game, they beat us by 30, and then we come in and we beat them by, how much did we ever beat them? 10, 15, something like
And
that.
was that for the district title?
Yes, it was. So,
that's special.
really, really good memories after
special.
cheering with my team, yeah.
Last question.
Yeah.
If I sat down and asked Coach Holt one word that would describe Kennedy,
Oh,
what would she say?
I don't even know.
It's got to be something.
Hustle, yeah.
It's got to be something
She'll say
good.
that.
So, well,
Yeah.
from the OH report, we congratulate you on the success you had last
Okay.
year. Great
Thank
start to
you.
the season.
Thank you.
And we wish you guys the best of luck
Thank
as
you
you
so much.
continue.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Thanks, Kennedy. Lacey has already scored more than 100 points this season through the Arrows' first 5 games and has Ashland looking like the odds-on favorite to win the OCC again this season, joining Worcester and Orrville as the only repeat champions not named West Holmes, if they can complete the mission. Ashland is in action tonight against Madison and has a great non-league test coming up on Monday when they head to Clear Fork for a date with the 5-0 Lady Colts. That's going to do it for our first episode of the new season, as we now take a holiday break for Christmas and New Year's. Enjoy this wonderful time with friends and family. And remember, be good, because Santa Balogh is always watching.